Hello, and thanks for tuning in to the Los Angeles Times Emmy Contenders Chat Series. I'm Michael Ordonia. Today, we're joined by one of the stars of the excellent NBC sitcom The Good Place, Mr. Manny Jacinto. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you for having me.
Pleasure to have you here. I really am a fan of your show.
Oh, thank you, man.
The writing on it is superb, and the cast, you guys are...
Thank you. I mean, we are very, very fortunate. Yeah, I mean, those writers and the whole cast, we vibe really well, and it's a good time.
There's something I got to get out of the way off the top, though. I think fans watching this who haven't seen you interviewed before are going to be shocked that you can string two words together.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
But you actually have like a degree in applied science.
Yeah, I do. It's a 180 that I kind of took, a degree in civil engineering. It's in my back pocket if I ever need it, but hopefully I won't ever have to take it out or use it. We'll see.
It would be cool if Jason in one of the episodes suddenly started spouting off about civil engineering.
Exactly, yeah, I had some sort of epiphany or something.
I actually think it takes smarts to play stupid. It's a matter of understanding the comic timing and understanding the jokes. And I think maybe people are probably surprised when they meet you, are they?
A little bit, yeah. I think for the most part they expect a little, Jason Mendoza-ness to come out, and sometimes it does. Like he's very, very much within me. But yeah, I mean, there have been some encounters where a lady would be like, "Wow, you're so professional or polite," and I was like, "Yeah, I'd like to think so," and I'd just be like, acting, but it's yeah, those are always very peculiar experiences.
I thought you were going to say, she said, "You're so not stupid."
That too.
So what are some of the keys for you for playing a guy who's that blank on the outside?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, I definitely have to think about it to really make sure that I'm not just trying to be dumb or trying to be funny.
Right.
Because you could really, fall into that trap, and once you try and do that, I feel like the joke falls flat. So I think the biggest thing I've learned, especially with Mike and the writers and just being on the show and observing my peers, is finding the truth in what he has to say as the character. So I think the biggest thing is that regardless of how crazy the words are that comes out of Jason Mendoza's mouth, as long as he believes it,
right,
it'll be truthful.
Yeah, and there again, those writers really serve you. It just when you said observing your peers, I thought, yeah, when I really want to play stupid, I just look at Kristen Bell. And
yeah, or Ted Danson. Yeah, exactly.
Because they're stupid. But actually, what you said there made me think of something Julianne Moore said about playing a porn actress in Boogie Nights, a porn actress who's not a good actress, I should say.
Yeah.
She said that she just tried to forget her lines, so that whenever she was saying her lines, she was trying to remember them.
That's
interesting.
No, that's super funny. And like actually I remember like off the top of my head, when I did the callback for this show, there was a point where I completely forgot all my lines. So I was interacting with the reader, and then all of a sudden I just kind of stopped talking, but it worked so well because he's not always there, and he's not the smartest person. So anyways, that just reminded me of that.
I could totally see Jason right in the middle of a conversation just kind of going blank.
Zoning out, yeah.
Now, I don't know if you'd want to admit this if it were true. Is there anybody you based him on? Do you have any models for him?
I think he's based roughly on, some guys in high school, and also maybe a YouTube video that's out there that I shouldn't say. That I kind of just played with in terms of finding him. But yeah, I wouldn't say he's based on a specific person exactly, just kind of a combination of different personalities and past experiences.
Yeah, well, I guess that's a nicer thing to say than, "Oh yeah, I know this guy."
Yeah.
Have you gotten any really valuable guidance about him? I mean, of course, the writers take you in a strong direction, but maybe from Michael Schur or anybody, that they give you a clue?
As to where Jason will be going, or?
Well, no, how to find him, how to
I
be
see.
him.
I
Yeah.
see. I think the biggest points in the beginning was, he's a dummy, but I think the biggest part of him is to really find his heart and to
Yeah.
find his sweetness, and I think that's what they really wanted.
Mhm.
That was one of the most important directions that I got from the beginning, because he is a dummy, but he's also very much a sweetheart.
Would you say that that's how the character has evolved for you, finding that heart in him?
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely throughout the seasons, gained such a greater sense of empathy, especially with this group that he's been around for a while now. I think his heart has definitely grown bigger and bigger every season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the group's heart sort of has grown bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
Starting with, I want to blank on her name, Kristen Bell's character.
Eleanor, yeah.
Eleanor, yeah, starting with her.
Yeah.
I mean, if her heart's expanding, then the whole group's is.
For sure, yeah.
You've said this before, that Jason is he's an atypical Asian male character in our media, and that
Yes,
he gets B's instead of A's. That's probably generous.
Yeah.
But the way I'd put it is he gets to be ripped and attractive to women, and loves sports and all that stuff, and he's not a nerd at all, and if I had
Yeah.
champagne, I'd toast you. So how has that been, playing that variant of the Asian male on?
I mean, a lot of the credit goes to the writers. It wasn't necessarily always there, the fact that he's like this attractive guy, but I don't know, like the writers like to make me feel, or like to make me squirm a little bit and sweat, and they've been very nice. They've said very nice things about Jason's aesthetic, and I thank them for that. But it's fun, and it's always it's nice to see as well, because it's not something we always see in the media anyway.
Right.
Like a male lover, in the media that we have right now.
Yeah, maybe there's some steps being taken lately. Of course,
think so.
Crazy Rich Asians, but
Yeah.
there's some other stuff. This summer there are going to be like 3 movies with Asian boyfriends.
Yeah,
That-
I mean, I've seen some previews, and I mean, things are shifting, which is a good thing.
Yeah, and Jason is in the 4. Jason's carrying a banner. Everyone's going, is that the guy I want to follow?
Yeah, exactly.
So your cast is pretty freaking great.
Oh, thank you.
Do you crack each other up?
Yeah, I mean, whether it be with the lines, I definitely always try and get a laugh out of my cast by doing the most ridiculous things. But I mean, the way I describe it is just like, getting to play make believe with a bunch of your friends. It doesn't feel like work whatsoever, and that's not always the case.
Well, I want you to tell on your friends now, though. Who's the most likely to crack in that situation?
I think it depends. I think if I mean, I crack a bunch, depending, like especially if Darcy's playing around, or our guest, if there's a guest star that comes in, like the guest stars that we have are incredible, like Maya Rudolph, Adam Scott, Jason Mantzoukas. Like, I think when they go up to bat, we all end up cracking,
Right.
because we're just in awe, and
Jason Mantzoukas is Derek. He's hilarious.
yeah, Maximum Derek.
Yeah. But I thought he should have gotten an Emmy for his guest stuff on Brooklyn Nine-Nine. He
Oh,
was
yeah.
just crazy on that.
Yeah,
And Maya Rudolph, if you can do anything.
yeah.
So Darcy Carden, of course, played all of you.
Yes. Yeah.
What were the cast reactions to her portrayals?
We didn't necessarily get to see it on the day, so we got to experience it just like everybody else, as an audience member, and we were just in awe, because we knew the huge undertaking that Darcy was gonna have to overcome, because it's basically a whole episode of her as different character as us, so she had to prepare a ton for it, and I think we were just super proud of her, and we were there for her. Like, we told her, like, if you want us to be on set, we'll be on set with you, or if we'll be like a call away. Like, if you need us to be on the phone, we'll be there, but we just kind of let her do her thing, and we were there if she needed help.
She obviously killed it, but
She did, yeah.
seeing it from your perspective, who do you think she particularly got?
I think she definitely got Jason Mendoza down. Yeah. Yeah, I think there's a lot of comments out there as well that kind of agree, and I think speaking to Darcy, she had the most fun with my character. Yeah.
Well, he does have kind of the craziest dialogue.
Yes, and also the most comfortable costume. He's like in that,
That's right.
you know, that sweatcedo. So it's always a good time.
Sweatcedo?
Yeah, it's like a, I guess maybe almost like a tux.
A lounge tux?
Yeah, it's made of like velour and whatnot. I don't know. It's
I don't remember that costume, but I'll remember
Yeah.
Sweatcedo from now on.
yeah.
Okay, before we got on, we were praising your writers to the heavens. You know,
Yes.
Mike Schur and Megan Amram, the rest, they're
They're
just
the
doing great.
greatest.
So what's an example of something that they threw at you that blew your mind? Like, apart from the plot twist at the end of season 1.
Something that they threw at me that kind of blew my mind. I mean, like, and watching the show, it's constantly like throwing cliffhangers at you. And obviously, yeah, the end of the season was a huge one. I think when I read the end of our third season, we had a lot to live up to, you know, because of the first.
Yeah.
But I feel like the writers ended up taking a step towards, like, you know, pulling the heartstrings and like finding kind of the humanity in the group and being able to touch them, not just like, you know, having a big twist, but really, like, for lack of a better word, making, you know, getting the tears out, getting the tissues out. I think that was kind of one of the biggest challenges that they brought to us, but also one of the biggest things that we looked forward to, especially with last season.
Yeah, I think that they definitely dug a little deeper emotionally,
Yeah.
especially, of course, in the main romance. They making
Chidi
that
and Eleanor, yeah.
making that come true.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll tell you when I don't want to spoil it. When the thing happens to them, my kids hated that. They were because they loved the character so much. They
In the third season?
when they, gosh, can I say when they something happens to those two characters who are in love with each other.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
And
I get, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
my kids were very unhappy about
It's
that.
heartbreaking, yeah.
So I'll blame you since they're not here and the writers aren't. It's
All
your
right, I'll
fault.
take all the blame. That's what I'm here for. This is exactly what I'm here for.
Do you have any favorite dialogue you can remember that these great writers threw at you? Because there's some
Oh.
great lines on the show.
All the time, yeah. Like, why do apples wear clothes? No, why do, oh my gosh, why am I blanking? It's one of the greatest lines. Why do you, something about, oh my gosh, why am I blanking? This is so bad. Apples, you eat their clothes, but oranges, you don't. That was one of the greatest lines. I wasn't an unsuccessful DJ. I was pre-successful. There's that last moment with Chidi that I had in this season where we're about to do the thing to Chidi, and we talk about pizza. It's like I asked Chidi about, like, are you gonna remember us hanging out, eating pizza, and then it actually turns into this real emotional thing. I can't repeat it line for line, but saying those words was super simple, and it was just talking about pizza, but digging into it, there was a lot of emotion behind it, especially considering what Chidi was going to go through, and that was really tough, but also fun to play with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to dig into your background just a little bit.
Sure.
I have to point out that you're a Filipino dude in great shape and your name is Manny, so I probably should not get in a fight with you. That would probably be bad.
I don't know about that. I'm no Manny Pacquiao.
But you moved to Canada when you were around 3? Is
Yeah.
that right? Were you aware of that adjustment, or were you too young to really feel like you were going somewhere really different?
I think I was pretty young to be aware of it, and I was, I kind of just took it as is, and especially in the area that I grew up there was faces that looked like mine, so I didn't necessarily always have to feel like an outsider, but it would sometimes be there, depending on where I'd go in Vancouver. Yeah, it wasn't too bad it wasn't too big of a culture shock, if anything.
Well, Canada's. We all think of Canada as being particularly friendly, so
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, you didn't move to some of the rougher places around here. Okay, so you were an athlete in school, and
Yeah, I played a lot of sports. Yeah.
you got into hip hop dancing. So how did acting get into the mix? Were your parents freaked out when you left civil engineering behind?
Yeah, I think for them it was just like, okay, I think they wanted to know what the plan was. I mean, I think with my parents, it's very much, do you have a plan, or are you just, seeing how things are going to go? And I told them, like, give me 5 years, because I was in dance, and I wanted to pursue that, whatever that may be, and then I found this thing called acting, and that really hit me somewhere that I found a passion that I never knew I had in acting, and I thought dancing was it, and then so I started pursuing this. So then they were kind of worried, was it just, is this just a phase? And I told them, give me 5 years, and if I'm in the exact same position as I am now, then maybe I'll go back. I'll think about going back to engineering, but at least give me 5 years to kind of prove myself, or to give me some time to kind of figure some things out, because I don't know what it was, but something was pulling me in this direction, and I just had to follow it.
Well, how long from that time did it take for you to land Good Place?
Let's see.
Acknowledging he had other credits before Good
Yeah,
Place.
I think I was 4 years.
Oh,
Yeah, I
Wow.
was pretty lucky.
yeah.
Yeah, 4 years since I graduated, and then kind of pursued acting. But yeah,
Nice, very nice.
yeah.
All right, we're running out of time, so I do want to ask you if you can tell us anything about Top Gun Maverick.
I can't tell you anything. No, what I can say is, I mean, it is something that a lot of people have been waiting for. There's a huge fandom around it, and I've been able to meet, some of the real, like some actual pilots and people from the Navy, and a lot of people have mentioned the reason why they, became a pilot or joined the Navy was because of Top Gun.
Right.
And to be a part of something like that is pretty incredible when you think about it. So yeah, it's been a very intense experience, but I mean, I can't wait for people to see it. It's going to be super entertaining.
Are you still shooting that concurrently with Good Place?
There are, I think, it's not quite done yet. Yeah, there's still some things that they need to pick up.
Okay.
It's yeah, I think they're definitely and as they should be very nitpicky about it, and they definitely want to come out with a great product.
Well, you've done the bulk of it, now you can concentrate on Jason again.
Yes, exactly.
Concentrate on not concentrating. All right, now we're going to hit you with a lightning round.
All right,
These
let's
are
do
questions
it.
we ask of all of our guests,
Okay.
and I like to tell people that there are correct answers. No, there
Okay.
It's whatever you think.
No pressure.
So, what was the last TV show you binge watched?
The last TV show I binge watched was actually Marvelous Miss Maisel. Yeah,
Did you get all the way through?
I did. Well, the first season. Yeah. Rachel Brosnahan is a beast. Yeah, she just kills it, and I couldn't stop watching what she was doing. Yeah, so that was one. Insecure was also another one. Yeah. And I think currently Killing Eve.
Oh, wow. Good for you. Okay, what classic TV show would you have loved to have been on?
MASH.
MASH, good call.
Yeah. I remember being a kid and seeing this TV show, this really old-looking TV show on screen, and being like, "What is this?" I was into cartoons or whatnot, and then getting older, I kind of tuned in, and like, it was I mean, it was everything. It was a comedy. It hit the heartstrings. It was to be a part of something like that. I think would be incredible. Yeah, it's timeless. I think.
It's a good answer. Yeah, there were. I mean, that show did have everything.
Yeah.
So, what's the worst job you've ever had, either acting or not acting?
I had a job where it was at a warehouse, and the sole job was to fold these cardboard boxes and then pass it along. I was like, I don't know, 15 or something, and I had a lot of paper cuts, and I worked that one day and that was it. And I was like, I can't. It was just the most random job. Yeah, folding cardboard boxes for a whole day was my worst job.
So, despite being named Manny, boxing is not for you.
Yes, exactly.
All right. Last of all, but most importantly,
Okay.
who will win the Game of Thrones? And you can't say Janet.
Oh my goodness. Who will win the Game of Thrones? I think wow, there's so many theories on this, and yeah, I am caught up. But I think the person that will take the throne will be. I think Bran, for some reason, has something up his sleeve.
Oh.
Yeah, that's just my guess.
All right. Three-eyed Raven ends up on the throne. That
Yeah.
cool.
Or I don't know if he ends up on the throne, but yeah, I think he might take over. I don't know. We'll see.
Turns out he could walk this whole time. He's just going to walk right over that throne.
exactly.
All right.
He's a really good actor.
You've answered all our questions. Thank you so much for coming by. As I say, I'm a big fan of the show. It's great.
Thank you,
Great
man.
show. Good to meet you.
Thanks, Michael. Thank you, dude.
To see this entire interview or any other of our Emmy contenders chats, you can go to latimes.com.